want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. If baptism is an outward expression of an inward change, why does it matter if we are, quote, dunked or sprinkled? Now, this is a really good question because there are individuals, there are denominations, there are groups of people who have been discussing this not just for a few years, but for hundreds of years. And if you go back and do the research, there's all kinds of reasons, and I hate to use the term excuses, etc. But the entire reason why somebody would, quote, get dunked or immersed underwater is that's what the word means. When we talk about the word baptism, it doesn't mean water. In fact, the very first chronological reference to baptism is found in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. It says that Moses was baptized, or they were baptized unto Moses, the Israelites coming out of Egypt. Now, you and I both know they went through the Red Sea. They didn't get a single drop of water on it. Well, I don't think they got a drop of water. We know they didn't drown in the water. Here's why it's important. The first mention of baptism is they were immersed. They were consumed. They were covered. They weren't, quote, sprinkled. Then when you get to whom we know as John the Baptist in the River Jordan, he was submersing them under the water as a picture, this is why it's critical, a picture that they were surrendering their lives. They were submitting themselves in totality to the Lord. Remember in John chapter 13 when Jesus washed the disciples' feet? And he came to Peter and he said, "You're not clean." Remember what Peter said? "Wash my whole body." And Jesus said, no, I just need to wash your feet because it would be their feet that would betray them in the hours ahead. Why is this important? Because in all these passages and in other ones, baptism is, you're right, a picture. It's a picture of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, and it is a picture of our identification with him. Jesus was completely buried and completely resurrected. It wasn't a sprinkling, a spattering, or a bit. And to be quite honest with you, there is no biblical evidence at all of anybody displaying their faith in any manner other than complete immersion. So the strict biblical record is that's what the word means. The law first mentioned says the very first time baptism is used, it meant immersion, but not necessarily water. John the Baptist did so. Jesus allowed himself to identify with his mission life to be completely immersed. Even the Ethiopian eunuch talked about being, quote, baptized and immersed in water in Acts chapter 8, and the illustrations go on and on and on. The first time we find any other mode, such as effusion, pouring, or sprinkling, is not in the biblical record. It's not even the early church record. It is in our contemporary culture of the recent last couple of hundred years. So again, this isn't a Baptist YouTube channel. This is a biblical-based YouTube channel, so I believe we should do it according to the Bible, which means, yes, immersion and or, as the question stated, getting dunked. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.